My name is Elijah Okafor, and I am 17 years old. I was born in Atlanta, but my story started before I even took my first breath. My mother went into labor too early, 4 months too early. When I came into this world, I was just 1 pound, 8 ounces, so small I could fit in the palm of my father's hand. The doctors didn't think I would make it. They told my parents to prepare for the worst, to pray, to hope, but not to expect too much. My lungs were underdeveloped, my body fragile, my heartbeat faint. But I held on. I spent the first months of my life inside an incubator, surrounded by tubes and machines, with nurses checking on me every hour. My mother told me she would sit beside me for hours, whispering to me, singing to me, believing for me when I couldn't even understand what hope was. When I was finally strong enough to leave the hospital, my parents were told that my voice might never sound normal. My vocal cords had never fully developed, never fully closed. It was a condition that would affect the way I spoke, the way I breathed, the way I sounded for the rest of my life. At first, I didn't know I was different. As a little kid, you don't notice those things. You just live, you speak, you play. But then you grow up. Then the world tells you that you're not like everybody else, and the world doesn't always do it kindly. I was 6 years old the first time someone made fun of my voice. I had just started elementary school. I remember standing in the cafeteria, tray in my hands, talking to the lunch lady. Behind me, a group of kids started laughing. "Why do you sound like that?" one of them asked. I turned around, confused. "Sound like what?" Another one whispered, "He sounds broken." That was the first time I felt ashamed of my voice, but it wasn't the last. As the years went on, it got worse. It wasn't just my voice, it was my whole body. I was smaller than everyone else. My features were different, my arms thinner, my legs not as strong. I was the easy target, the one kids could mock without consequences. And they did, every single day. "Talk for us, Elijah," they'd say, laughing when I spoke. "Say something funny. You sound like an old man." I tried to ignore it, but how do you ignore something that follows you everywhere? How do you ignore the looks, the whispers, the way your name becomes a joke? By the time I was 10, I stopped talking in class unless I absolutely had to. I stopped answering questions, stopped raising my hand. I became silent because silence was safer than hearing them laugh. I started hating my voice. At home, I would stand in front of the mirror, whispering to myself, trying to make my voice sound different, normal. But no matter how hard I tried, I still sounded like me. And I hated that. By middle school, the loneliness became unbearable. I didn't just feel different, I felt invisible. The only time people noticed me was when they wanted to make fun of me. The rest of the time, I was just there. And then, one night, when I was 13, I made a decision. I was in my room, alone, holding a bottle of pills in my hands. I was tired of feeling like I didn't belong, tired of feeling like a mistake, tired of waking up every morning knowing that I was going to be laughed at, ignored, or both. I just wanted the pain to stop. I sat on my bed staring at the bottle, wondering if this was the only way. And then I heard a knock on my door. It was my mom. She came in, sat beside me, and took my hands in hers. She didn't know what I was about to do, but somehow she knew I needed her. "Elijah," she said softly, "your voice is not a flaw. It's a gift. One day the world will listen." I didn't believe her. Not then. But I promised I'd try to hold on. After that night, I started spending more time in my room. Not in silence, but in music. I discovered something. Singing felt different. When I spoke, I heard the weakness in my voice. But when I sang, I heard strength. I started listening to old records. Nina Simone, Louis Armstrong, Tracy Chapman. I heard their voices, different, unique, raw. They didn't sound like anybody else, and neither did I. For years, I kept my singing a secret. I never sang in front of anyone. Not my parents, not my friends, not even myself unless I was sure no one was listening. But today I am here, on the biggest stage in the world, the same stage where so many voices have been heard, the same stage where dreams have been made. I'm not here to ask for acceptance. I'm not here to fit in. I am here to be seen, to be heard, To prove that the very thing they told me made me less is what makes me powerful. I know there are kids watching this, kids who feel like they don't belong, kids who are laughed at, ignored, told they are not enough. This song is for you, because you are enough, and the world is waiting to hear your voice.
I used to hear their whispers in the dark, telling me I'd never make it far. Every step felt like a fall, every voice said I was small. I tried to hide, I tried to change, but no one saw my silent pain. A broken boy with shattered dreams, lost inside my own defeat. But the fire inside me never died, it burned beneath the tears I cried. Somewhere deep I heard a call, saying you were meant for more than this at all. I will rise again, stand and fight. Through the storm I'll chase the light. Every scar has made me strong. I was worthy all along. No more fear, no more shame. I'll break free and own my name. I will rise again, rise again. My life afraid to speak, every word felt lost, too weak. They told me I would never shine, that dreams like mine weren't made to fly. But in the silence I found my sound, in my weakness strength was found. Now the voices fade away, I choose my truth, I choose my way. The fire inside me never died, it's time to spread these wings and fly. No more chains, no more doubt, I was meant for something greater now. I will rise again, stand and fight. Through the storm I'll chase the light. Every scar has made me strong. I was worthy all along. No more fear, no more shame. I'll break free and own my name. I will rise again, rise again. For every tear that I have cried, for every time I ran and tried to hide, I see now they made me whole. They wrote the story of my soul. I will rise again, stand and fight. Through the storm I'll chase the light. No more doubt, I know my place. I was born to run this race. Let them talk, let them say I am stronger every day. I will rise again, rise again. And now I stand, no fear inside. A voice once lost, now soaring high. No more chains, no more pain, I have found myself again.